Good morning and welcome to The World Today. I'm Li Dongning in Beijing. The Taiwan Affairs Office of China's State Council is holding a news conference on China's stance concerning the Taiwan region. And now let's go live to the scene.
Friends of the media, good morning. Now the press conference opens. On the 9th of October, we have organized the grand gathering to celebrate the 110th anniversary of the Revolution of 1911. In this event, President Xi has made important speech. We will carry on the heritage of the spirit of Mr. Sun Yat-sen, and we will rally the whole people of the nation to work for the great rejuvenation of the country. We will continue the spirit of the Revolution of 1911. We have talked about this just cause of the national rejuvenation, and President Xi has also mentioned that the issue of Taiwan will absolutely be solved with the rejuvenation and rising of our motherland. We have solemnly declared the determination and also the principles of the CPC Central Committee to realize our goal of the reunification of the country. And we firmly oppose any attempts of division, and we will do everything we can to safeguard the sovereignty and territorial integrity. We send a call to all the compatriots across the strait to work for the rejuvenation and also the reunification of the country. In the important speech by Mr. President, we have received a lot of inspirations and also guidelines for the future work. We will continue to study the words of President Xi and continue to rally the whole Chinese people, including the compatriots in Taiwan Island, to work together towards our goal of the complete reunification of our motherland and also to realize our dream of the rejuvenation of the country. Now the floor is open for your questions. Thank you. I'm from Xinhua News Agency. The Liberation Army recently had made a military drill across the strait, and the DPP has also sent the threatening message. Does this military drill send us a message? The DPP has colluded with external forces, and they have never stopped with the threatening messages. This is the deep root cause for the conflict across the strait. The independence of Taiwan will only give bad news and bad results to the compatriots in Taiwan. Only reunification of the country can benefit the people on both sides. The military drill by the Liberation Army is a necessary measure to protect the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the country. We would like to tackle the deep interests of the people on mainland and also on the Taiwan island. Thank you. Thank you. I'm from the China Review of Hong Kong. According to a responsible person, we have come to the most critical moment over the past 4 decades concerning the relations across the strait. And we are also making a strategy. What is your comment? I believe that the compatriots across the strait should be aware that currently the tension across the strait is a result of the collusion between the DPP and external forces. What they are doing are detrimental to the fundamental interests and rights of the people across the strait. It also is detrimental to the peaceful development across the strait. And this military drill by the Liberation Army of the Chinese people is aimed at protecting the peace at this region and to safeguard the territorial integrity and also sovereignty of the country. It's a move of justice. DPP is hyping up This threatening, so-called threatening moves by the Liberation Army of China, this is groundless. It is a lie that cannot make its way among the Chinese people across the strait. If they don't stop with the wrongdoings, then finally they will push the Taiwan region to a more dangerous situation.
Thank you. I'm
from Taiwan Net. Could you please talk about the recent progress when applying the 22 rules for farmers? Authorities are applying the 22 rules for agricultural and forestry development. And we are helping those business persons from Taiwan region in solving the problems like the investment and also the approval for the use of land. We have progressed quite a lot. I would like to cite some examples for you. For the financing part and also for subsidies, in Zhejiang province, there is an association that has adopted a product called the financing card for the businessmen from Taiwan region. The crediting volume could reach a ceiling of more than 1 million RMB. Currently, more than 60 million yuan of volume of financing assets have been given to the businessmen from the Taiwan region. And also Guangxi province, they have also established a volume of 6 million for the crediting system for businessmen. And also in the Fujian province, we know that they have already established the development zones and parks for businessmen coming from Taiwan region. And they have also issued subsidies as much as 8 million. The Yingtan city of Jiangxi province, they have allocated a surface of 800 mu for the cultivation of the tea trees and to help the businessmen from Taiwan region. And another place has also allocated another 200 mu of land. The Tianjin municipality has also made full use of the 920 platform for e-commerce to facilitate the trade across the strait. And Shanghai municipality has also facilitated the participation of businessmen from Taiwan in the CIIE event. And Anhui province has also facilitated the participation of businessmen from Taiwan in the Tea Expo. We have noticed that recently the cultural exchanges have been impacted a little bit by the COVID-19. What are the upcoming events? Could you please give us more details? Thank you. Last time during our press conference, we have talked about the students' events in summer. Recently, we have noticed the fast development of cultural exchange and people-to-people exchanges. For example, the activities for the youngsters and also for students. There's a huge diversity of the exchanges among the people. From the 22nd and 26th of September, we have invited students and youngsters from Taiwan region to visit Wuhan City. And also, more than 20 Taiwan students from inland universities, like the Nanjing University, they have also made video products to demonstrate the fast development of Wuhan City on the web. And on the 8th visit of Lingnan by the Taiwan students will have a duration of 3 months. It is expected that more than 2,000 students from both sides of the strait will join this event. We will give them the knowledge about the history of Sun Yat-sen and also the development of the Greater Bay Area, as well as the historical and cultural discoveries of the Maritime Silk Road. We have also designed a series of activities for the youngsters and the younger generation. So the younger generation from both sides of the Taiwan Strait could have a personal experience with the culture in the Lingnan area. On the 25th of September, the 5th VI video shooting competition has been organized. Between Shanghai and Taipei City, we have used the technology and video links to organize this event. The filmmakers from both sides have finally got this opportunity to communicate one with another and study from each side. Hebei Province has also organized the 5th Beijing-Tianjin-Hebei Province Forum for Education. Anhui Province organized the Cultural Exchange Week for the students across the strait, and Hunan Province will also organize an event for the cultural and scientific researchers. Secondly, for the cultural activities, they are also growing rapidly. On the 22nd of September, the Wenlan Pavilion has made a cloud donation ceremony in collaboration with the friends in the Taiwan region via video link. We know that the Wenlan Pavilion has a very long history in keeping the old works, and today we are doing the donation of this very famous series of books to our compatriots in Taiwan. This is also a symbol of friendship. And on the other side of the strait, very famous scholars from Taiwan Island have also participated in this event. During the festival, the Kunshan City has organized a Lantern Festival for the friends across the strait. So we have the compatriots appreciating this event at the same moment for the beautiful sceneries. We have also organized a competition for designing of the flower patterned lanterns in the Jinan city of Shandong Province. They have organized the Moon Festival by the spring side because the city is very famous for the spring sources. And also in other cities, we have other events and activities related to traditional culture. For example, in the Anhui province, and more specifically in the Hefei city, we have organized the competition for the citing of the poems. And we also have online interactions with the compatriots in the Taiwan region. And China Media Group has also invited literates and also the scholars and also experts on the cuisine to join the event to share with people the good representative works from both sides. We can make this event a very good window for the younger generation across the strait to know the good culture and tradition. And this is a high standard and high quality serial program. And in Yuncheng city of Shanxi province, they have organized the Guangong Tourism Festival. And also in the coastal areas, they have the Mazu Festival. All those are based on the traditional and religious beliefs. And thirdly, across the strait, recently we are expecting more exchanges. For example, in October, Zhejiang province will organize the second session of the photo shooting ceremony and also the prize awarding ceremony. We will give the awards to the best performers. We know that from mainland China and from Taiwan region, as well as the overseas areas, more than 450 students, as well as the other representatives from relevant units of agencies, they have actively joined this event, we have, for example, received 1,300 applications from the side of Taiwan, and this is a year-on-year increase of 28%. Jiangsu Province will organize the first edition of the baseball competition for the participants from across the strait, and also an invitational game for the basketball. Peking University will organize the 7th Forum on Chinese Culture. And what is worth mentioning is that Suzhou City, from the 26th of October to the end of November, they will organize 2021, the Cultural Month of Suzhou City. This event of this year has for the theme the integration of culture and the people across the strait. They would like to make it a platform for the further interaction and communication between the younger generation across the strait. And in November, they will organize the first rounds of opening events. We will in total invite more than 300 youngsters from both sides of the Taiwan Strait to join. And there is also the scholarship forums of Huanggong Wang, just to name a few. So I will just give you these few examples in order to save more time for other questions.
That was the press conference given by China's State Council's Taiwan Affairs Office, and spokesperson Ma Xiaoguang reiterated President Xi Jinping's remarks that China will pursue national rejuvenation and carry the spirit of the 1911 revolution and continue to rally Taiwan compatriots, and also explained the PLA's military drill at Taiwan Strait as a routine and an act of maintaining sovereignty and territorial integrity. And he also introduced agricultural measures implemented in Taiwan region to boost business, and also introduced people-to-people exchanges between the two sides, and also cultural exchanges, cultural activity exchanges. Now for more on the remarks made by Ma Xiaoguang so far, we're now joined by Mr. Gao Zhikai, Victor Gao, Chair Professor of Suzhou University. Victor, welcome to the program. Well, we just heard Ma Xiaoguang, the spokesperson of Taiwan Affairs Office, said there are tensions between the two sides, and the PLA's military drill there is routine and an act of maintaining territorial integrity. But do you think this tension means the critical moment referred by one of the reporters at the press conference? Is it critical yet?
Well, first of all, the tensions across the Taiwan Strait is on the rise, and there are concerns that maybe there will be either miscalculation or mistesting of the will of the mainland side of the equation by forces in Taiwan, which may eventually flare up into an armed conflict. Further, there are foreign forces, including those forces from the United States, from countries like Australia, for example, who are urging the people in Taiwan to rise up in arms against China's mainland, which is very, very dangerous. The former Prime Minister of Australia, Mr. Abbott, was in Taiwan a few days ago, and he was urging Taiwan to rise up in arms against China's mainland. This is truly warmongering and very, very dangerous. However, I would say the megatrend is that the two sides of the Taiwan Strait will be reunited, as General Secretary Xi Jinping said in his important speech. And then further, people on both sides of the Taiwan Strait are both Chinese nationals. They have the same history, civilization, culture, and they are of the same blood. So no force in the world can separate the people on both sides of the Taiwan Strait into so-called two different countries or two different nations. That's impossible. So I would urge people in Taiwan to really abide by the megatrend in the world, do the right thing, and welcome the very, very rare chance of national reunification of the two sides of the Taiwan Strait, because that's something that's going to happen. No one can oppose that. No one can fight off that megatrend. And the Chinese nation on both sides of the Taiwan Strait will live as one single nation going forward.
Right. Well, the U.S. attitude toward this matter is very interesting. Just a few days ago, at the meeting between Chinese diplomat Yang Jiechi and the security advisor of the White House, Jake Sullivan, Sullivan said U.S. maintains the one China policy, but at the meantime, it is, as what you said, flaring up the tensions and make close contacts with Taiwan. How do you make of these different attitudes of the U.S.?
Well, first of all, I think the United States probably wants to have the cake and eat it at the same time. We know for sure that back in 1979, when the United States and China normalized their diplomatic relations, the United States did three things which they do not want to talk about right now. They abrogated the defense treaty between the United States and the so-called Republic of China. They withdrew all the U.S. forces from Taiwan, and then they terminated the diplomatic recognition of the so-called Republic of China in favor of the People's Republic of China. And ever since the establishment of diplomatic relations between the United States and the PRC in 1979, the United States has always acknowledged that there is only one China, and the People's Republic of China is the sole legitimate representative of China, and Taiwan is part of China. Therefore, I think the attention of mankind in every country need to focus on this very, very important legal point. Taiwan is part of China. Even the United States is acknowledging that.
Right.
And there will be no reason why the United States want to change this very fundamental foundation of China-U.S. relations going forward.
Right.
We
And
need to bring them to task
has
on this very important point.
Right. Well, China has been very resolute about the Taiwan matter. Just a few days ago, at a commemoration of the revolution of 1911, Chinese President Xi Jinping actually reiterated that Taiwan question is China's internal affair, and the reunification can and will be realized. As what you said, the two sides will live in a single country in the future. But the question is, how long is this future? And is it going to happen peacefully or not?
Well, there was a former leader of Taiwan, Mr. Ma Ying-jeou, who said correctly that ever since the early 1960s, China's mainland actually already possessed enough military capacities to reunify with Taiwan by force. However, China's mainland has never decided to do that up to now. Why? Because all of us prefer unification by peaceful means. We think that's the best option for people on both sides of the Taiwan Strait. But this process cannot be open-ended. It cannot drag on forever. And I think it requires the great wisdom, courage, vision, and resources for the people in Taiwan to really think about the megatrend. And eventually, I still believe that the Chinese nation on both sides of the Taiwan Strait can achieve reunification by peaceful means. But if peaceful means does not work, I think reunification needs to be achieved by whatever means possible. And for the PLA military exercise off the coast of the southwestern part of Taiwan, I think these are not only routine, these will continue, and these will further increase, because I've been calling for PLA fighter planes and bombers and reconnaissance planes to fly not only in that particular part offshore Taiwan, but also across Taiwan, from west to east, from north to south, from south to west, and also to circulate around the Taiwan island. Because Taiwan is part of the Chinese sovereignty, it is Chinese territory, and the PLA, the Chinese military, have all the reason and legal qualifications to move around and across the Taiwan island. This is not a threat to the people in Taiwan. this is really a demonstration that peaceful reunification is the best option. However, if peaceful reunification does not work, there are other ways available.
Right. China, as China said, it has never totally given up the right of using military force to solve this matter. All right. Thank you very much, Professor Victor Gao Zhikai from Suzhou University.